Pop Squad, coming at ya. Hey everybody, I uploaded a video earlier. It was a Yabujin song called Dear Gatekeeper, and I noticed just as I was going to record it that we had hit 15,000 subscribers. Woohoo! So if you want to go check out that video, I give instructions on how to enter to be in a drawing for winning something and go over all that information there. So go check that out. I also link to, in that video and in this video, an interview and an episode of the Chair Guys podcast that I recorded with them on Sunday. And just look down below here. It should be in the description for you to check out. And I'll put a link below to that other video too that you can enter on, so you don't need to run away right now to do that. You can just click on the link below. But in honor of the Chair Guys podcast, I'm going to do a song by Todd Edwards. This is probably a little bit outside of the type of music I would normally do on the channel because he does garage house, speed garage, and UK garage as his genres, so very much on the electronic side. But this was the guy that both of the hosts, Vaughn and Anthony, over on the Chair Guys podcast said you should do a song by him because we love him. Actually, I think what they said is we love him, and I said, oh, I'll do a song by him. So Todd Edward Imperatrice. Imperatrice. Born in 1972. He's younger than me by 3 years. Known professionally as Todd Edwards, is an American garage house record producer, DJ, and singer from Bloomfield, New Jersey. He began producing primarily for New York's Nervous Records in the 1990s, including under aliases such as The Messenger and The Sample Choir. That's a good name. Edwards' music is known for its influence on the UK garage scene that developed in the United Kingdom in the 1990s. Beginning with his 1993 single Guide My Soul, Edwards became a chief inspiration of the UK's speed garage genre. His work is known for its innovative blend of rhythmic cut-and-paste vocal samples, rubbery bass lines, boy, I couldn't read that, and slapping percussion, which showcased an intensive sampling and remixing technique in which vocals are chopped into micro-sized sections. In 1994, his 1994 single Saved My Life became a club hit in the UK. In 1999, Nervous collected several of his productions on the compilation Todd Edwards Nervous Tracks, and exclamation point, well, upside down, exclamation point, Records released the LP Prima Edizione, first edition, collecting several more tracks from this era. He's been remixed by a bunch of people, and he did the vocals on the performance for Face to Face with Daft Punk, so you may have heard of them. From their Discovery album in 2001, and he also worked with them on Random Access Memory in 2013, for which he won a Grammy. Interesting. So, talented guy. I know I'm going to like his stuff because I love Daft Punk, I love electronic music, and he sounds like he knows what the hell he's doing. This is Todd Edwards' Saved My Life. The track that they just mentioned was a hit in the UK. 6 minutes 55 seconds, so sit back, and I did not look up the lyrics for this. I'm not sure if there are a whole heck of a lot, but let's give it a listen for the Chair Guys. What's that? Might be all instrumental on this. That's fine. So this is actually really interesting because this is electronic music from really a couple of years, maybe only a year or so before it really hit big in the late 90s when there were albums like Play by Moby, and Aphex Twin was certainly around, and in fact I just remembered I saw Aphex Twin with Moby in Madison. Had remembered Moby, but I forgot that Aphex Twin, I'm pretty sure it's Aphex Twin, had opened for him. But anyway, it's just in that time period, kind of post the high level of popularity of Radiohead, which was also very electronic, and a little bit before Fatboy Slim really hit, a little bit before Moby. Trying to think of some of the other bands that were really big around them. I really like the Pills from that time period, and there were a couple of other groups as well, and I'm just totally spacing out on their names right now. But it's interesting because this is just before all that stuff really hit, so he was definitely right on the edge of what was going on in music. Yeah, I see what they mean about like the micro slices of vocals. It's obviously somebody singing, or many people singing, that he's sampled little snippets of just the note of the word they're saying, and it's kind of interesting. Yeah, and almost more than anybody else that I've seen, really, he's using the human voice as a musical instrument, even in some ways more than a singer would, because the singer has to express themselves in words usually, or just simple sounds. He's just using it specifically for the note that it's happening to hit, and the style of sound that he wants to get out of it. Really kind of a cool way to create a new musical instrument. Nice, a little bit of a change up. Really nice and dancey. In a style. One of the other things I think is really interesting is this is very, very, very much reminding me of really old rap, when whoever wrote the music or came up with the sample, they would just let things roll, and they would just experiment with what they wanted the track to sound like, and they would hit on an idea, and they would just let it go and let it go and let it go and let it go. And I just kind of realized a lot of music around this time period was doing exactly that, as they were trying to figure out what electronic music was and what it wanted to sound like. So I wonder if that's kind of a way that people, musicians, learn how to get the best stuff out of a style of music once it gets developed. And it's interesting now that we've gone from these sprawling rap songs and sprawling electronica songs to where we have a very much of a crossover of electronic and rap, and all the songs are like 2 minutes long. And I wonder if that means we're gonna develop a completely new sort of music again that's gonna come from somewhere and be something completely different. I just think about, the big band era to kind of crooning to rock and roll to rap and hip hop. And now what is going to come next? It's got to be some combination like synth rock. We probably already had something like that, but I don't know. It's an interesting idea. Definitely dancing, but also a little soul, maybe even a little boogie, jazzy. It's very interesting. Who else feels like they're at the rave? Repeat, 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 repeat. I have to wonder how music influences and also is influenced by the style of hanging out people want to do. 'Cause this all seems like a very, like I said, sprawling, kind of relaxed, calm, just like fall back into it, kind of experience, take in the pleasant sounds and experiences around you, the sensory stuff, and just like having fun and dancing and whatever. And it's interesting because then this same sort of thing kind of happened in the late 70s, and now this is the 80s to 90s. This is the late 90s specifically. And I can even hear some of the stuff from early rap and hip hop disco being echoed into this, and then it's really crazy, and I have to wonder if the kind of the music changes based on how people are relaxing at the time. So I think a lot of the alcohol and drugs and party scene of the late 80s, late 70s, early 80s, and the late 90s or mid 80s, 90s could be very, very, very similar, more similar than I would have even thought at the time, just considering like the cultural things that had shifted during that time. It seems like what people enjoyed was still very relaxed and fun, and now there's a lot more stuff that is more intense and more, I would say, even jarring to some extent. But maybe if I looked at only pop and dance music, it would all be very similar. I don't know. I'm going on and on. But this is very interesting, just again, because of where it sits in the time period of music and all the different influences I can hear from it. It's really interesting. I wouldn't have minded hearing a little more of this played around with. That is the very end. Very cool. Yeah, I can see why you guys like this, and I'm glad I did it. And I know it's not specifically hip hop, but I mean, the line separating electronic and hip hop currently is so thin that I can see hip hoppy elements to this. Definitely sampling made its way from hip hop and electronic music almost at the same time, right? And they grew out of each other. So very, very cool. It's neat to kind of revisit that whole idea, because I wouldn't have actually connected a lot of the 90s, 2000s electronic stuff back to hip hop, but it very much is. Very much is. Thanks for this. Also, check the video out down below, just as a reminder. And there you go, Pop Squat. Checking out. Probably gonna do a couple more videos. Bye-bye.